Hello and welcome back to the channel. I am so grateful that you are here. I know that most of the country is freezing. I do hope that you've been observing and absorbing. It's going to be very interesting over these next years. And I'd like to say thank you to the new subscriber. It was very kind of you, and I'm always really humble when that happens. I would like to grow the channel. I really would. I do believe that the universe and my guides have a lot to teach and a lot to tell. And I need more feedback, to be honest. So if you're watching this, you can just shoot in the comments, too dark, too light, is there a favorite deck you have? Now, I do have quite a few, to be honest. Some say too many, but I love tarot cards and oracle cards, and I love looking at the different art. Do I read with all of them? No. I just actually wanted them and they're pretty and I look through. But if you're going to be getting into tarot, I would suggest you start with a basic rider deck, because if you learn with the basic rider deck, regardless of the artwork or what they call the pentacles, the swords, the wands, and the cups, you'll be able to figure it out and the messages, and you can bring those decks that you find alive. I do apologize for my voice. I apparently am coming down with a second cold. It's -2 here, and I've been honestly going out and feeding the birds because I love the birds. I think it's very important, and because I have gotten them accustomed to getting food all year round and water, I just personally feel that it's really important because they could have gone somewhere else. But they come here looking for their food, and in this cold weather, they need a lot. So I can predict that probably going out and feeding the birds was not the best idea for health, but I fed my birds, and I just feel strongly about that. But anyway, enough for talking. If you could like, share, comment, and subscribe, that would be great. Or share it with others, possibly on other websites or other tarot readers that you go. I do try to definitely keep this away from the current political readings. I really do, because we have enough going on. And what's happened is what it is. That term is used a lot. But it is. The Akashic Records have decided, and it's in the universe, what's going to happen. Light is starting to really push out the dark. And this is that ugly gray period that we're going to have. And there are going to be those who come on the train and go to happier places. And then there's going to be some who stick into fear, anger, rage, all of the negative emotions we've always talked about. If our vibrations are up here, we're going to be able to, float. We're going to be able to soar above it. But when you have all those negative emotions, you're down here. You're just down here with greed, anger. And the news, unfortunately, the media in general is not going to tell you that, because hate sells. And I mean, you need to fill your heart up with love. However you do that, whether it's paying compliments and getting things or just doing something that you really, really like, because love is the strongest emotion we have. So if your heart is full of grace and gratitude, you have no room for grievance. It just doesn't have a home. I'm not saying that we don't have our downs, but even, when we seem that, the world is crashing around us, there's got to be something you're grateful for. Find something, even if it was, oh, hey, my socks feel great. That one little glimmer, and we're calling them glimmers now. You have to look for your glimmers, especially in mental health. We're now calling them glimmers. That is a very small speck of joy. You look for the glimmers, and when you fill your heart up with glimmers, there's no room for gray clouds. Anyway, today I've decided to go with the Angel Wisdom Tarot by Radleigh Valentine. And this is a really good deck. I know he has another angel deck. I find that this one is a little more it's not harsh, but it kind of cuts on another level, whereas his other angel deck is softer. That's how I can put it. And this angel wisdom deck just comes right out and be like, look, you're, this is what we're going to do. These are wonderful decks. So, okay, for those who are new, what we do is you take a deep breath, you exhale, and then I'm going to ask you to pick a card. So this is card number 1, card number 2, or card number 3. Card number 1, card number 2, or card number 3. And take a deep breath. Don't think too much about it. I'll take a breath too. And here we go. Card number 1. This is working too hard or too many hours. The need for balance in life. Let others help you. Health problems due to stress. Now, this is a card that indicates you may be going under a lot of stress, a lot of challenges, a lot of, even if it's work, but you've got to rest. You've got to take a moment, because all stress does is it builds up and makes you feel terrible. It does. It affects your heart. It affects your well-being. It affects your sleep. You need to take some rest. If you are working hard in too many hours, find a way that you can just stop and recharge. Whether that's finding a rose quartz or a quartz crystal, which substitutes for most crystals. But if you do that, you should be okay. But maybe you are working too hard. Maybe you're just grinding. And sometimes when we do that, what we do is we prevent the universe from actually bringing about the expected result, because you're so intense on working and making it and doing that you forget that the universe is on your side. The universe will answer your call. So this card would probably indicate that if you don't calm down, if you don't find a way to balance at least a little bit of the stress, you're going to have health problems. And if you get health problems, that's going to totally derail your project. So just step back and count to 3 every so often. Card number 2. Insights that come from meditation. The need to rest or take a vacation. Allow yourself more time before making a decision. Mental exhaustion. Get more sleep. This is probably a good indicator when it says this, that the universe is trying to get a message. They're trying to get a message to you. They are working really hard to let you know something or help something manifest. But when you are so focused, we miss it. I can give you a perfect example. And I was taught that lesson at one point during my work when I was in the field and I was doing all these things. And I was just like, I'm going to explode. And I did get ill and I just had to stop. And I decided, you know what, this is not good. This is going to hurt me. So what I did was I was just like, lords, ladies, I give up. I just, please take this burden from me. And I'll be darned if I didn't start finding feathers and rocks and little sparkly things out in my yard when I went to feed the birds, or I looked down and I couldn't believe it. And if I had been the way I was, I would have missed those very tiny messages from my loved ones up above, or the symbols from the universe, like, hey, it's okay, we gotcha. I was able to see those feathers, the little thing. I'd look down and, oh my gosh, I mean, I'm talking small feathers. Like, if I was in my other state, I would not have seen them. So you've got to take time to breathe. Just breathe. And then this is taking the next steps. Bold and ambitious choices. Partnering with others who share your dreams. Expanding your plans. Continue to move forward. Now, this could be for those of my viewers who are trying to manifest a business or a condition or stuff, what they're saying, and you see them partnering. taking the next step. So you might have decided, oh, hey, this is a good idea. I see a need. I want to do this. But now you've got to take the next steps, because generally spring is coming, and that's a time of rebirth and renewal. So what you can do, I will wait to the end of the video for that. This card, and it's also showing expanding your plans, continuing to move forward. It's like, if everything's going well, think about expanding. Now, these could be mental plans as well. I plan to journal more. I plan to, learn to read tarot cards, or I plan to work with a pendulum, or, I plan to get pizza next week. Like, follow through with the plans that you're planning, because now is the time to do that. Because like I said, spring is a time of rebirth and renewal. So, what you think about and put into fruition now will manifest with the spring, when everything's back, when the world wakes up again. And I hope I did that help you. And what I was going to suggest is, since spring is probably around the corner, what you can do from now until then is you can write on paper, even copy paper. Don't write on thick paper, only because it may not dissolve. But what you need to do is write your dreams and what you'd like to manifest, or even currently what you're working on. I need to manifest more business, or I need to manifest more art, or I need to manifest money, more drive and dedication. Help me manifest a better outlook. Whatever that is, you write it on small pieces of paper. And come spring, or a little before spring, what you do is you take all of those pieces of paper, keep them secure, and then go out. Even the dollar stores have a bucket. They even have potting soil and seeds. You take a packet of seeds, and what you do is you take the seeds and those things that you want to manifest and grow, and you plant them as well. You plant them throughout the pot. Sprinkle your dirt on, put your seed in, tamp it down, and then just really take care of that. And then when you see the seeds starting to grow, vision your ideas and whatever you've put on those pieces of paper growing as well. But it's good to start now, because I know that I have great ideas, like the pine cones at Yule. Okay, now I could have had my pine cone. I had pine cones that someone had picked up on a trail they went on. I had the pine cones, but I found myself towards Yule, like, writing everything down, and it doesn't work that way, really, because, I remembered for the small little spell I did, because what you do is you stick all the wishes in the pine cone and you burn it as the world is waking up. But, yeah, I was at the last minute writing these when I should have started way back in November, or even throughout the year. Once you plant those seeds and you come up with other things along the way, write those pieces of paper. I hope you're putting in a glad pouch or a glad bucket every day, or every couple days when you wake up, before you go to sleep. Write something you're grateful for on a piece of paper. And it doesn't have to be elaborate. It could be coffee, kids, or, that incident at work, whatever it is. And just keep them in a jar or a pouch or an empty drawer. And what you do is, on the new year, then you look at them. Or if you're having a bad time, or if you're just seeming like, you know what, I am shoveling against the tide, pull those papers out and look at them. And once you start, because the mind is a great thing, so once you start looking through, like spinning on all the grateful blessings, you'll find that your heart is a lot lighter. And I hope that helped today. I'm very grateful for those who watch and the kind notes. Comments and suggestions are welcomed. I am not a very technical person, but I am hoping to upgrade my background, learn how to use YouTube correctly, because I'm not, and the videos, like I'm watching the videos, it's a lot of back and forth. So I am going to be trying to upgrade the channel, doing a background, and making subtle changes. And I really would appreciate your input, because I'm doing this not only for myself, but I'm doing it for the people I'm supposed to be helping and the community. So if we could create our small little choosing love community, that would be a great thing. Now, I did get this flag from Penzeys Spices. Somebody did ask about that. PenzeysSpices.com. They have an amazing array of spices, and they are for social justice. Today is Martin Luther King's Day, and they actually gave all of their employees the day off to do something else with pay. They gave the employees the day off, whether it was to refresh, recharge, help people, or just sit at home. It's a very good company. They are very into social justice and causes. And I can tell you that they have phenomenal giveaways all year long. Like some of the gift boxes I have gotten. These are like $32 gift boxes. Sometimes they're $10, and sometimes they're free with like a $5 purchase. There's free shipping. 4 or 5 times a year, he gives away a $35 store card. I mean, a $50 gift card for $35. So it is a really good company to look into for spices. And there could be pickup locations. I'm very fortunate to have one just a little bit from my house. But that is something to think about. Anyway, I wish for you the brightest of blessings. Let's just keep ourselves wrapped in love and let those that are not kind of fall by the wayside, because they will. Goodness is going to overcome evil. Light is going to overcome darkness. And I just have to believe that. And I hope that you can work on believing that, because it's true. In all the storybooks and all the fantasies and all of the things we've ever heard about, good usually wins. So I'm holding on to that and holding on to love, because that's the greatest, greatest power we have. Anyway, I wish you well. Please, if you're in a climate that's cold, please do what you can to stay warm. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you so very much. And remember to please like, share, subscribe, and comment. It's going to help grow the channel, and it would come with so much appreciation from me. Until then, please take care, and bright blessings.